Spider-Man No Way Home, man. It was good, but I was underwhelmed. And it's one of those movies where the end kind of tells you that this was almost pointless. It's also a movie where you'll spend it saying, that's what your dumb ass get to Spider-Man. Because a lot of this movie is just, that's what your dumb ass get. And it wouldn't happen if he wasn't a child making very, very bad decisions. But he is a child, so here we are. Alright. It's kind of only one thing that happens, and the one thing that happens is in the end credit scene. It didn't really play out in the movie. The movie could have been avoided. But let's get to it, man. Y'all know, everybody know who Spider-Man is. Whatever. You got people basically, like, a small clip, people trying to get him. Like, when the shit first gets announced, like, they trying to jump after him when he's swinging away with Mary Jane. Like, yo, y'all know he's, like, super strong, right? Like, chill out. So, you know, it's like a cult of people that believe Mysterio. Cool. Spider-Man go home, police come take him, you know, they like, yo, we ain't kill him, but it's all bad for him and his friends. So they get taken to jail, they get let out of jail, whatever. And Spider-Man's, you know, they all had tried to get in MIT. Shit ain't work. So he's like, damn, I'm messing up their lives and shit. So he sees something that familiar to Doctor Strange. So he go fuck with Doctor Strange. He's like, yo, man, like, turn me back in time, man. We gotta go back. We gotta go back. And he's like, look, man, like, I don't even have the time stone for real, but it is a spell where I could get people to forget who you are. He's like, cool. So then he starts doing the spell, and y'all seen the trailer. Spider-Man get to rapping. Oh, but such and such. All right, but such and such. And he's like, yo, shut up. But such and such. And the nigga just keep fucking it up. And then the shit fucks up. Just, you can see, like, dimensions breaking in and shit. Then Doctor Strange closes the jump. Boom. Spider-Man tells them, all right, man, maybe I'll just go talk to the people at MIT and try to change it. Doctor Strange is like, motherfucker, you tried to get me to turn back time without even going back there and giving them, you know, your side of the story. He's like, man, basically get the hell out of my house, boy. So Spider-Man go talk to Flash about, because Flash got in his zone. He go talk to him about who he could talk to. Flash is like, yo, you can talk to Shawty right here. She had an interview with me. She getting on the plane. She on the bridge right now. So Spider-Man go meet her on the bridge, and that's when Dr. Octopus come out. They get to wrecking, because Dr. Octopus and everybody else that come back don't remember that they died previously. So he fight Dr. Octopus. Then when Dr. Octopus realizes it's not him, he's like, what the hell's going on? And then Green Goblin come out, and that's when they just flash to Doctor Strange's basement. Doctor Strange is like, yo, like, niggas came here. So basically everybody that know you is Spider-Man is coming here for you. So through different dimensions and shit. So he's like, we gonna trap him. You gonna trap him through this with all this stuff right here, and then we gonna send their ass back. So he goes, and I think he gets Sandman, Doctor Strange. Sandman, Green Goblin, and Jamie Foxx, because Doctor Strange already got the Lizard or whatever. They ain't show that, but he already got him. So once he get them, he's like, all right, we about to send them back. But he's like, but they start talking. All the characters start talking about how they dead, and they like, oh shit, niggas is dead. And then, you know, Sandman knows that the Octopus and all them niggas dead because he's in the third movie and shit. So he's like, yeah, y'all niggas is definitely dead. So Spider-Man like, yo, hold up. We can't just send them back to die. He's like, we gotta help them. He's like, yo, man, like, if they die, they die. Like, that's their fate. And he's like, nah, man, like, we gotta help them, blah, blah. So he tries to take the box from Doctor Strange, get in the whole fight, and leaves Doctor Strange trapped. That's a good fight. He leaves Doctor Strange trapped in the zone. So then basically, after that, they point, what they want to do is, it's like they making a serum to make them good people. That's, you know, I'm like, all right, making them not crazy or good people, whatever it is. Then when they inject it to the villains, it's like they're not villains no more. That is like, what is this? What's going on right now? So they give it to Dr. Octopus first. Then he just don't hear no voice no more. He's not crazy no more. And it's like, all right, so all the villains made themselves crazy, becoming villains. I don't know. So then they getting it on Electro, but Spider-Man realizes the Green Goblin, because he's been acting like Norman Osborn to be like, you know, a nice guy, because, you know, he split personality. He realizes that it's the fucking Green Goblin, like, just because he's just Spider-Man and shit. So he fucking sets that shit off. Green Goblin starts giving them niggas a speech, and they like, you know what, fuck this good shit. But Dr. Octopus is already good. So they like, fuck this good shit. They break out, they bust out the house and shit, and then Green Goblin fight Spider-Man down. Boy, Green Goblin fucking his ass up. Y'all remember that first movie when he was fucking Toby up? So he's fucking that nigga up, and then he ends up killing Aunt May with the glider. The glider ends up knocking the fuck out of her. Her ass dead. So, you know, she gives the whole, you know, Uncle Ben speech, you know, great power comes great responsibility and shit. So it's like, damn, she gone. He's heated. He's sick. So he goes and hides out. Motherfucking, when he trapped Doctor Strange, he took his little ring from him and he gave the ring to Ned. Ned fucking starts talking and shit, and he's talking like this about where Spider-Man is at, because they don't know where that nigga's at, but they know he's sick because, you know, motherfucker's dead. So when he do that, a circle come. He like, oh shit. So we could do this Doctor Strange shit. So he's like, yo, show me Spider-Man. So do that shit. Fucking Andrew Garfield walked through that motherfucking portal. They like, oh shit, okay. Who the fuck is this? He's like, he's Spider-Man, blah, blah, blah. So he got pulled into. Then he do it again. Y'all know Tobey Maguire walked through that motherfucker. So then they like, all right, so where we gonna find him at? It's like, hold on, what? So it's like, yeah, what y'all mean? Where's a place Spider-Man likes to go? Like when he wants to be alone or think. It's like, why don't y'all just do it again? Why don't y'all do it and keep doing it and see how many Spider-Mans is here? Like, what the hell made them stop? So they fucking like, oh, I know where Mary Jane, like, I know her. It's not even Mary Jane, but whatever. She's like, I know where he at. So they all go over that joint. He's like, what the hell's going on, you know? And they're like, yo, we understand what you're going. He's like, no, you don't, blah, blah. He's like, look, man, like, my Uncle Ben died. And then he's like, nigga, my Mary Jane died. Like, come on, son. Like, I know. Like, at least you still got your show, whatever the fuck. So, they like, all right, so we got to go find these niggas. And, so, yeah, man, they set up, they go by the Statue of Liberty and shit. And he make a video talking about, you know, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, the goal is to inject the serum in all them to make them good people. Which I still don't get. Like, after they're good people, I don't really know what he wants to do. So they all get to fighting. You know, they start off not one-on-one, but they trying to inject the motherfuckers one at a time. So obviously, so they all go after each person one at a time while trying to avoid the other person. Starts off with the Sandman. They get him. The sand comes off him. He turns to a normal person. He good. Eventually, the fat boy, Ned, he spins the little shit again, and Doctor Strange comes out that motherfucker. And Doctor Strange is like, yeah, we about to just send these niggas back. I ain't got time for this shit. He's like, yo, it's working though, look. And he goes, and I think they got the lizard and shit, and the lizard's turning into like he's not a lizard no more, he's a good person. And it's like, yo, what is this serum that's just making people good? And why didn't y'all just do this to Thanos? Like, why y'all ain't inject this nigga with this good serum and shit? So, yeah, man, it's straight, man. It's got decent dialogue, decent music, but it's something missing from the movie, man, for me. I don't know what it was. I don't know if the action was straight, but it's just like something was lacking. So right before Doctor Strange is about to press that button, Goblin comes, throws all them little bombs. One of the bombs goes in that motherfucking machine. So it fucks the machine up, and the portals start opening and shit. And he's like, yo, all the niggas that don't fuck with you is coming. So, you know, they show like a shadow of the Rhino and all this shit, but all the space and all that shit's fucking up. So, it's just like, man, what the fuck we gonna do? I don't know what we gonna do. They get the record. Spider-Man gets to fighting the Green Goblin again. It gets bad. He's about to like try to kill that nigga with the glider. And Toby comes. Toby is acting like a stupid fucking child too. Toby comes, stops him, and just looks at Spider-Man and talks to him. And it's like, yo, you know the Green Goblin is behind you, slightly injured, but not injured enough for you to just have your back turned to this nigga. And he took the little blade out when he was fighting Spider-Man. So you know he gonna stab Spider-Man in the back. So you think Toby dead, but he ain't dead. He all right. He just a little stab. He's like, yeah, I've been stabbed before. It's cool. So then Andrew Garfield throws the little serum at him, and Spider-Man hits him with that fucking serum. And then, you know, he's Norman Osborn, and he's good now. So it ended up with everybody, you know, being good. And then once that portal started fucking opening, it's like, yo, we got to send these niggas back. Basically, I got to make a spell that'll make everybody forget who you was. Like, everybody, it ain't going to be no ifs, ands, and buts about it this time. We going to do it. Or everybody forgets who Peter Parker is or some shit like that. So nobody knows who Peter Parker is. He does the spell. He finishes the spell. Spider-Man steps off. Before that, Mary Jane or whatever her name is like, yo, come find me and tell me blah, blah. So he do that shit. Spell's good. Everybody disappears. That's where I'm like, yo, this is the same end result. You did all this for your aunt to die because them niggas went back. I'm pretty sure they go back to being dead. And it's just like, you made them good for like 5 minutes. That's what you made them good for 5 minutes so they can go back. Cool. All right. I guess so. Then, it's done. Spider-Man, he sees Mary Jane and Ned. They get into MIT, but he don't really tell them who they are. He kind of, alludes that he might know them. He say something, to ring a bell in her memory about, how she thinks about certain things and disappointment and shit. But then he steps off and he just goes to be alone. So I'm like, damn. All right. So I don't know. Maybe the next one is, Spider-Man, alone at prom or something. Who knows? So Spider-Man, that's it, man. That's it. Then the end credit, you got Venom, because that's what happened. Venom gets taken to the new place, and he's talking to the jump. But then after the spell goes off, he go back. But a little piece of the symbiote, whatever, is on the bar table. So there's obviously gonna be a new Venom. I don't know who. Obviously, I don't know nothing about that, but it's gonna be a whole new Venom. That's what they gonna do. So that's the only thing that came out of the movie, because everything else is exactly what would have happened if he let him press the button in the beginning. So it's just like, maybe I guess it was for him to grow and realize, that he got to make real decisions. But it's just like, man, you wanted them to be good, but then at the end of the day, they was good for 5 minutes, but they still went back. Like, what happened? It's just like, what happened? Besides Venom, I don't know. I really don't know. The portals closed. Maybe somebody else came through that shit and stayed. But like I said, man, the spell sent everybody back after everybody forgot who he was. Then the end credit is like Doctor Strange. It's about a new Doctor Strange movie and shit, man. So it was cool, man. It had some good fight scenes, but it needed more something, man. It needed more something. I can't put my finger on what it was.